I've heard about you. You're the one who saved us from the Black Ram, yes? Not bad. Not bad at all. Captain Dochin said that you're traveling to the Cinderlands to look for someone. Really? That's quite the trek. You're not getting there on foot, that's for sure. I can help you on your journey. However, it will take some time. For now, why don't you go say your goodbyes to some of the villagers? Good. I'm going to hunt down a dragon pulse to whisk you away. Come back to me once you're ready. Oakshade Village out in the Cinderlands.
There you are. You're a hero to the people of this village. It's a shame that you must leave us. Please look after yourself. Don't forget to eat, and be sure to rest when you can. Remember, you always have a home here in Bamboo Village.
I knew Namsoyu was no good. We would have been doomed if you hadn't come.
I can't imagine how Captain Dochin feels. Dodan is severely hurt, and Namsoyu... Could things get any worse?
We will endure.
Good. You're ready. I found a dragon pulse that will take you to the home of General Han Serang all the way in Oakshade Village. Be well, Jiansei.
Why are you here? Leave before the Tyrian cult discovers you. They're a fanatical sect who has poisoned General Han. He's meditating to purge the toxin. Help? Yes, members of the Tyrian cult carry Wraith Bloom antidote, which can counteract the poison. Hurry!
Enough! Fall back!
Yes, Master.
Are you all right?
We must chase them!
You are not well. Your health comes first. Don't be stubborn. Go inside.
I don't know who you are, but thank you. Please, come inside.
Get some rest.
Everyone! The cult has been driven back! You're safe now!
I was in a bad way for a bit, but I'm much better now. You have my thanks. That was you? I've been waiting for you. I'm General Han Serang of the Stratus Empire. Ah, Jin Se-yun, of course. Beng Chan had discovered information about her. There's a problem, however. Beng Chan was poisoned in the same attack that nearly killed me. He needs to recover before I can let him answer any questions. That's good, because you're gonna have to. Before we go after Jin Se-yun, I have to rescue my people from the Tyrian cult. But I'm still seeing things. Shadows, mostly. I'll need reinforcements if I hope to hold our position here. I hate to ask, but I need you to go to Gunwan Garrison. Find Ah Rogan. He's captain of the Gunwan Garrison. He'll send reinforcements once he receives my message. He has to. Now go. Identify yourself. Who are you with? I assume this is about the abductions. Look, I've received his previous communications, and I'll tell you what I've told him. It's a regional concern. Besides, he's not the only one dealing with the Tyrian cult. They've been attacking my patrols for days, striking from the roadside before retreating into the woods. I won't turn away another soldier. They've been attacking from the bushes. If you draw them into the open and dispatch them, I may be able to spare some soldiers to assist General Han. Is there a reason you keep bothering me?
Working! Had enough!
You did it! I don't know how, and I don't care to know. I'm just glad that you did. Ha-ha! Well, you held up your end of the bargain, so I'll hold up mine. His name is Gil. You'll see him manning the watchtower nearby. He's one of the finest soldiers I've ever had the pleasure to serve with. I am saddened that we're losing him, but a deal is a deal. You can reach the watchtower by gliding off the nearby cliff. I'm sure you can clear the jump.
You think I'm a soldier? That our Rogan, he's a kidder. I think he pulled a fast one on you, friend. I've been trained to get our Rogan to send someone to look for my daughter, Yunhua, but he wouldn't. I think the Tyrian cult has taken her. Yes, we were just passing through, minding our own business. I just took my eyes off her for a second and she was gone. Maybe Rogan sent me up here. This is a good vantage point. I saw the Tyrian cult take some villagers into their sacrificial chamber. Oh, I hope Yunhua's not in there. Okay, I know a little of the Kung Fu and the Armadillo style. A little chop-chop here and a kick-punch there. Tuck and roll. Well, if you insist. Wait, I almost forgot. I saw another warrior slip into the sacrificial chamber, and boy, did she have some moves. Martial arts moves. Yes, martial arts moves. She must be looking for someone as well. You should team up. And if you see Yunhua, please help her. I'm so worried. Now, how do I get down from here?
Keep your voice down. I assume you're here to find the hostages? The Tyrian High Cleric Guihan keeps a record of the cult's accounts and interactions, including all the people they've kidnapped. Help me find the book and I'll help you free the hostages. Whether or not you trust me is of little importance. We're running out of time. As soon as the ceremony begins, these pigs will be sacrificed, followed by the hostages. No one deserves to be killed by the Tyrian cult. Free the pigs. Drive them into the cavern. We'll use the diversion to take out the cult members. This way! Did you find the book? Give it to me. Let's see. Colonel Yunkai is providing the Tyrian cult with slave labor. You fight well, Jian, but you have much to learn. Follow the cavern until it splits. The captives are being held in cells along both corridors.
Stratus officer? Dominion soldier? Treasure-seeking vigilante? My father? How do you know my father? Oh, right! My dad, Gil. Why did he send you? Captured? I wasn't captured. I let them take me. How else am I going to infiltrate the Tyrian cult? They have information about a valuable ancient artifact. Whatever it is, I want to find it before they do. I'll spare you all the boring details. Thanks for trying to help. Here's a little token of my appreciation. Don't lose it.
These are very strange times. These are very...
The missing villagers have returned. I can't thank you enough. Tell me, did Captain Rogan send any reinforcements? No, in other words. Great. So who saved the prisoners? Just the two of you? I must admit, I'm rather impressed. The villagers had said there weren't many, but I expected more than two. Guihan, the leader of the Tyrian cult, believes he's preventing some sort of prophecy. He's been using his visions to determine his targets. Yes, as I said before, Beng-chan knows more about Jin So-yun. He's recovering, but it will take some time. He discovered some of her handiwork out at the refugee camp. You can find Beng-chan there. I'll let him give you the details. Also, two gentlemen came through here not too long ago. They said that they know you. They're right over there if you want to talk.
It is good to see you again, warrior. You're looking much stronger than when I last saw you. The 8 Masters have tasked Sansu and I with finding a certain individual. He is one of the 4 Guardians. Like Master Hong, his name is Mushin, the Divine Fist. Mushin is famously known as the strongest martial artist in history. Madden has had a vision and insists that Mushin is alive and somewhere in this region. With the aid of a Guardian like Mushin, we may have a chance at defeating Jin So-yun. though I do wonder about Madden's reliability.
Hey there, pal. It's been a while. Don't mind Hansu. You'll find Jiangxi less serious than him. For now, you should go investigate the clue General Han mentioned. That may shed some light on your foe. We'd love to stay and help, but we have a mission of our own to complete. We'll meet again, I'm sure of it. Until next time.
This isn't good.
You must be the one General Han told me about. Thanks for coming. A couple of children found the corpse. It's unlike anything I've seen, as though the life has been drained from it. There are other bodies nearby, if you care to look them over. Be careful.
You have acquired a new quest item.
I caught sight of a woman dressed in black. She had 3 companions. Perhaps she's also looking for the leader of the Tyrian cult. She had a dark aura about her. I've never seen anything like it.
We've heard rumblings of even more of these corpses being discovered further north. It's a safe bet that Jin Se-yun's behind all of them. The Tyrian cult has a base of operations to the north. It's possible that she's allied herself with them. As if these cultists weren't enough, the prospect of them allied with Jin Se-yun poses a threat to the entire empire. I just wish Captain Rogan could recognize that. With or without his help, I need to bring the villagers in the north down here, where we're more fortified. Oh, and one more thing. A couple more gentlemen wish to speak with you. They won't tell me what it's about, but they say it's important. Hear them out, then meet me at Earthseer Hermitage.
Greetings, soldier! Hansu asked me to speak to you. He had some other urgent matters to attend to, but he wanted to encourage you as you continue your search. There is a battle being waged not far from here. The Crimson Legion is claiming mining rights to our Soulstone quarry in the Scorching Sands. If you go there, please assist our allies. The Order thanks you for your service. Perhaps we'll meet again, soldier. Honor shall rule the day.
If you've come to tell me to hide, I'm afraid you're wasting your time. I've made my decision. The Tyrian cult aren't to be trusted.
Mu refuses to leave the body. She says that if she does, this person's soul will be imprisoned for all of eternity. Do me this favor and assist Mu, will you? Once Mu has helped their soul move on, we can leave this cursed place. Please, Mu.
If you'll help me free this poor man's soul, I'll go with you. The body is surrounded by evil energies and dark chi. This could have only been done by someone who has been twisted by dark forces. When we die, our souls are drawn to the spirit realm. However, we cannot cross over if our souls are bound to our bodies by dark chi. Without the power of the spirit realm to break the corruption's hold, the spirit cannot cross over. But I think there's a way to cleanse this body. There's an item of great power sealed somewhere inside the Underroot. If you can find the spirit realm gatekeeper and bring me its heart, I can cleanse this body and free its spirit. You will have to defeat the Thunderheads which reside in the Underroot. The gatekeeper will appear once you've placed the drums on the gate stones. Be careful. Take the heart to the corpse. Only then will the dark chi be driven away and the spirit released. Be careful, you don't know what's waiting for you. Thank you. May I ask a favor of you before returning to the village? One of my students, Jihai, is to the north. Please tell her to return to the village. Please protect Jihai.
I understand you've been helping Mu and General Han. Thank you for your service. I appreciate her concern, but I'm afraid I can't leave my post yet. There is too much dark chi emanating from the cavern. The dark chi was subtle at first, but it soon overwhelmed Han's soldiers. Left unchecked, it will consume the entire region. We must restore the purification core. The bulwark is now stable, but please join the Earthseers fighting within the cavern. Your strength could tip the balance. Please be careful.
us with your strength, warrior. I see. I'm investigating the Purification Core. The core nullifies the dark chi, but it has become corrupted, and I can't purify it on my own. We need more Earthseers with knowledge in these matters. I also need to find the source of the dark chi. If you're willing, I could use some help searching the cavern. Should you find anything, please report to Jihai.
What is happening in the cavern? Even if we reach the Purification Core, anything that has been corrupted will attack us. I must remain here. The Earthseers must restore the cemetery. Would you please deliver a message to General Han's surgeon? His name is Park Bumjin. He's been trying to treat the corrupted soldiers and has asked for my assistance. Please tell him the soldiers are now beyond saving. If we can't destroy the source of the dark chi, we can't revive the soldiers.
If you're here to tell me to abandon hope for these men, I'm afraid you're wasting your time. Thank you for Jihai's message. Now I must attend to my patients.
Bumjin refuses to abandon his post. Frankly, I'm inclined to stand with him. When my men pulled back, they returned with this woman. She's been poisoned by the Tyrian cult's Wraith Bloom smoke. She may have information that can help us defeat the Tyrian cult, but we need more of the Wraith Bloom antidote if we hope to make heads or tails of what she tells us. Members of the Tyrian cult have been patrolling the roads near here. Find them, kill them, bring back the Wraith Bloom antidote. Dismissed. Please don't be too late.
Thank you. The pain is beginning to subside. What about Captain Choi-Gina? Where is she? My name is Sojin. I'm an operative from the Stratus Royal Court. My captain and I were investigating the Tyrian smuggling operation when our identities were compromised. I managed to make it out, but my commanding officer is still in danger. I can't abandon her. Please take my badge and request reinforcements. Stay strong, Captain.
She's from the Royal Court? This may be a blessing in disguise. Give me the badge. If Captain Rogan knows that an agent of the Royal Court has been attacked, he'll have no choice but to send forces to fight the cult.
Master Hong chose you. Do you think that makes you special? The only thing that makes you special is the mark you bear. The mark that is our master's greatest mistake was putting his trust. Master Hong chose you. Do you think that makes you special? The only thing that makes you special is the mark you bear. The mark that is slowly the most disgraceful student in our... Master Hong chose you. Do you think that makes you special?
Your timing is excellent. I trust you release the captives? Wait, are you alright? You must have inhaled Wraith Bloom smoke. If you say so. If you can see straight and still fight, you're probably on the mend. How did you manage to find me? Sojin managed to escape? Good. When the cultists found my badge with a false identity, they turned on us. I should have been more vigilant, but I can't leave now. The Tyrian cult is brokering a deal with the Yonkai Brigade. I must gather whatever intelligence I can. Yonkai would never broker a deal without getting something in writing. If we can obtain some sort of written record, I will have all the evidence I need to prosecute the cult. Thank you for your assistance. I feel that I can trust you now. I was sent here to bring in Guihan, the Tyrian High Cleric. He was once a member of the Stratus Royal Court, but when allegations of corruption surfaced, he fled the capital with Mushin's compass. The compass was built for the Mu family, the noble family that descended from Mushin himself. The needle of Mushin's compass always points to Mushin's heir. Meanwhile, Colonel Yonkai is tearing the desert apart, searching for the Naryu Sarazva, an ancient tome that chronicles the death of Mushin in the vessel that now holds his divine power. This entire region has descended into madness. We must destroy the Wraithbloom crop and uproot the Tyrian cult.
Captain! General Han has come with reinforcements.
Excellent. Let's finish them off.
Hold still! Defended! Get ready! Hold still! Get ready! Blocked! Hold still! Pitiful! Had enough? Blocked! Die! Hold still! Had enough? Hold still! Die! Defended!
She stay behind. Why didn't she listen? I'll tend to Beimu. You go inside. Make them pay.
No. No. Mu!
So, you were the woman who was supposed to kill me according to the prophecy?
Where is Mushin's compass?
Rushin's compass? I don't know. And even if I did, I wouldn't tell you!
What a surprise. You're alive. So, what brings you here? It's not revenge, is it? You had a good run, but this ends now. What is this? The mark of the Black Rose? Jinsui, how is this possible?
Spare the will. The warrior is a vessel and may be of use.
Oh. You're awake. Can you see me? General Han is looking for you. I better get going. Maybe we'll meet again.
This fellow's been crying for hours. What's the matter? That's a shame. You should burn some incense. It may help the departed spirit rest. Then we can all move on. What? Now you're sad too? Jinsoi who? Listen, you're never going to defeat anyone with that attitude. Or that muddled chi I'm sensing. There's a healer in Sandstone Refuge. Goes by the name of Doctor. Head towards the burning sands. Get to the big desert. Take a right, and you're there. He's skillful, but he's a tough man to get along with. Who knows? Maybe he can sort you out.
Master, you came!
Infrequent fainting spells, often accompanied by the sprouting of a malicious flower. Do these symptoms sound familiar? Your condition is known as the Mark of the Black Rose, and instead of resting, I see you've been wandering around the desert. Medically speaking, you're dumber than a Bulbari. Of course, I'm Dokdan, the best healer in the 4 continents. First off, you'll need to wander around the desert and find some arrowroot. Yes, I know what I said, but it's fine to wander around the desert when a healer tells you to. Once you've gathered enough, bring the arrowroot to Jinbin here. Doctor's orders.
Master, over here! Wow, you already got enough arrowroot? That's my master. Quick as lightning, strong as an iron ox. Good one, Master. Here, I'll take the arrowroot and ta-da! An arrowroot rice ball! Compliments of your best disciple. Eat up! I can't wait for you to get healed so we can start my training. I'll start practicing right now. Yeah!
All that arrowroot, and you still look terrible. A gutter boy like Jinbin is healthier than you. Perhaps your sickness goes beyond the physical. Yes, I sense your spirit is heavy with hatred. You don't have to be a world-renowned healer to know that dark chi feeds off negative emotions. The angrier you get, the weaker you'll become. I can't help someone as feeble-minded as yourself. If you can find him, I'd recommend seeing Hong Seok-yun. I'm sure a man of his infinite patience can teach you to suppress the dark chi. Impossible! Seok-yun is one of the 4 guardians. His strength is unparalleled. Wait, you referred to him as master. That means you're a Hong Moon disciple. So, he is really dead. Tell me what happened. That must have been Lusung, correct? I sensed darkness in that boy even before his family was murdered. But to think he would kill his own master! Yes, by a Stratus officer named Yonkai. It happened right in this village. Lusung was born here. If you want more answers, go to Lusung's old house just up the hill. And 4 years has passed.
What are you doing in here? Why, so you can spit on his home like the rest of the cowards in this village? Oh, I'm sorry. These days it's just easier to assume the worst in people. The villagers here loathe Lusung's family for bringing Yonkai's wrath down on Sandstone Refuge. Years ago, Lusung's sister was taken away to marry Yonkai. She took her own life, and Yonkai executed Lusung's parents, leaving their bodies at the edge of town. Lusung ran away, and Yonkai forbade anyone from moving the corpses. It's disgusting what that monster did, but what's even worse is that no one has the courage to stand up to him. But you're an outsider. You could move the bodies, and the town wouldn't be punished. Will you give those poor souls the peace they deserve? Please. We need to stand up to Yonkai.
The Yonkai Brigade took Mir-Young to the mines for disobeying Yonkai. Why did you have to move those bodies, Master? Please, you gotta help her. You can take those Yonkai jerks, I'm sure of it. Please bring her back.
Windstride unavailable at this time.
Master, you got Please, Master. They're hurting her. The villagers grabbed Mir-Young when she returned from the mines. They said she angered Yonkai, and now you gotta save her, Master, please. I tried to stop them. I really did.
Why'd you rescue Mir-Young? If Colonel Yonkai wants the girl, then let him have her. Mir-Young's always been a troublemaker, and now she's gone too far. She's in Dokdan's house, being taught a lesson. Leave our village before you get us all killed.
Master, you gotta help.
Young will be fine. She's just shaken up. This is the power Yonkai has over Sandstone Refuge. Its people would rather beat a frightened girl than stand up to him. Do you really think this village needs a second power-mad tyrant to fear? Tell me, were you always this dense, or has recent head trauma exacerbated the condition? I sense your anger is already affecting the Black Rose. Suppress it. You must clear your mind and relax. Go dunk your head in the well before something terrible happens.
Please move closer to the target.
Pull yourself together. You must not cling to vengeance. Have you forgotten the teachings of Vom Mu?
Silence, hypocrite. Who do you think you are? Kill them. Kill them all!
Do not listen. Put down your anger. Let go of your hatred.
You must not walk her path.
Why? Why?
Avenge me, Cricket.
Kill them. Kill them. Do not give in to darkness. Remember my teachings.
Channel your hate. Get revenge!
Cricket!
Finally awake.
So, the fool awakens. Ignore my medical advice again, and you won't just be attacking villagers. Eventually, you'll succumb entirely to the Dark Chi and become a thing of nightmares. Pursue your revenge, and you will continue to fall into these states. You may not recall, but your outburst certainly gave the villagers a fright, not to mention some broken bones. Yes, they deserved it. But now that Cretan Yonkai is searching for the one who killed his troops in the mine. If you're found here, the village will suffer. Go apologize to Yonkai. Ask him to forgive you and Sandstone Refuge. Before you complain, remember that you endangered these people by goading that tyrant. Your master abhorred violence. Even when necessary, meditate on Sokyon's teachings before you bring further shame to his memory.
Are
We'll
you
meet
leaving
again.
already, Master?
Hopefully not for a while.
I can't come with you. Mir Young needs somebody to protect her from the villagers. I know you're disappointed, Master, but I promise I'll train every day. I'll come find you when I can.
I know you. You're the sniveling waste of life who's been poking around, killing my men, getting in my way, and generally pissing me off. Ha ha! You've done me quite the favor. They were fools and you showed them the price of weakness. But even still, you did kill soldiers loyal to me. That means you owe me a penance. I'm surrounded by incompetents. They lost the Nimu Shanty or Marmo Symphony or whatever it's called. That means they lost Mushin's legacy. But you are going to fix their mistakes and bring the legacy to me. Mushin's legacy is the raw power of the Divine Fist. I would explain further, but it'd probably go over your simpleton head. All you need to know is that I want it. Mushin, one of the 4 guardians who stopped the Dark Lord's forces in the Cinderlands. His martial skills were unmatched, hence the name Mushin, the Divine Fist. Mushin's legacy. I don't care if you have to smash every pot, torch every village, or call down the wrath of the Dark Lord himself to do it. But you will bring me Mushin's legacy. Why? Because I'm Colonel Yonkai, and because I told you to. And if you don't, I will set fire to every man, woman, and child in Sandstone Village. Now go, speak to Zhong Rishu, and find the legacy before I lose my patience.
Colonel Yonkai seems to have taken a liking to you in his peculiar way. Don't expect the same kindness from me. You want to work for the Colonel? Fine. Our supplies are running low, and the Colonel likes the meat of the blackbirds in this region. Gather blackbird ribs and bring them to our cook. If you manage to not bungle that, I may give you actual work. Why are you staring at me? See something you like? Go get those ribs. I'm keeping an eye on you.
What in the... Why are you bringing me blackbird ribs? There's hardly any meat here. Okay, I see what's going on. Zhong is having some fun with you. He did the same to me a few times when I first signed on with Colonel Yonkai. He's a bastard, frankly. You seem like a decent sort, so take my advice. Run. Run as far from the Colonel as you can, before he takes what you love most and destroys it right in front of you. Nothing he can promise you is worth your soul. But keep that between you and I, yeah? Get back to Richu before he starts getting suspicious. Good luck.
I saw you taking your time with the chef. I would suggest you not waste your time with him. I have new orders for you, straight from the Colonel. Find Soha at the Raider's Ark and help her locate the Naryu Sarasva. She's a treasure hunter. The Colonel hired her after she disposed of a group of Jual's private army, the Yes Men. He liked what he saw. Go to Raider's Ark and find Soha. Or not disappoint me, well.
trying to get a look at Soha. Would you mind moving over a bit? You don't know Soha? Have you been sleeping under a dune? Soha's the greatest treasure hunter and gunslinger ever. She's so awesome. I want to be just like her when I grow up. Well, maybe without the drinking.
Look, friend, I don't have time to mess around with wide-eyed fans. I've got work to do. Zhang Rishu's got me shooting anyone who's carrying anything suspicious. Like that yes man whose brains I just liberated. I wonder what he was carrying. Head out there and bring that package back. It may have the Naryu Sarasva in it, or at least something worthwhile. I don't like to waste bullets. I've got you in my crosshairs, warrior. Yonkai has better taste in recruits than I thought. What was in the package? This letter was meant for Boss Jewel of the Yes Men. It says the Naryu Sarasva is now in 2 parts. The scavengers have both, but they're fighting over them. The jackals have one half and the vultures have the other. So here's the plan. I'll go to the jackals' dig and you go to the vultures' dig. You find one piece, I'll find the other. Dealing with the jackals won't take me long. I'm gonna scrounge up any ammo I can find and restock. Head out first. I'll catch up. Change channels while moving. You have moved to another channel. Your technique is unmistakable. You're with the Hongmoon School, aren't you? What are you doing here? The school was destroyed? And Master Hong with it? I can't believe it. You're the last student of Master Hong? Master Hong was a great man. I'm still alive because of him. And now I work for that scum Yonkai. The Master probably wouldn't be too proud. I have my own reasons for working with Yonkai. But what about you? Yonkai's crazy. Why are you caught up with him? That sand-sucking bastard! I knew he was crazy, but not like this. Warrior, let me help you. I owe it to Master Hong, and I'd love to watch that hog Yonkai squeal. If we want the Naryusarasva, we've got to find Yanhua and Gil. I'll go to the Mirage and ask around. Word is Gil's been spotted at Crescent Spring. Go talk to him.
Hallucination, aren't you? You and those nasty pink plogholes.
Wait, it's really you? You're the one who saved Yanhua from the Tyrian cult. Please help me. It's so hot, I think I drank too much water. I need vitamins, no mineral drugs or things. I can't even think.
Is it getting dark out here? Have you got some salt? Please say yes. Oh, my head is finally clearing. I got so lost, I almost died out there in the desert. I missed my meeting, reunion, with my niece, daughter, my daughter. Naryusarasva? Why would you think I have the Naryusarasva? Wait, that's not what you were going to say, was it? Fine. Here, take it. But I only have one half of it. Yanhua has the other. Oh, why did I just tell you that? Yanhua's the daughter of Yun Sang, the Luman Syndicate boss. She'll lead one day, so she's trying to prove herself by stealing hard-to-find objects. But Yun Sang didn't want her to go alone.
Where'd she go?
What does she look like? Well, she's running around in the dirt a lot. Wears strange goggles on her head. Might be a bit of trouble to keep up with. But she's the apple of my eye. Give it back! Give it! My treasure! Stop the thief! Help!
Mom sends it all.
No shame.
I'm Yun Sang's oldest friend. He sent me to watch her, but I can barely keep up. She's staying at the Mirage. Please look out for her while I recover.
You cannot change channels while moving. You have moved to another channel.
Please, you must calm down. The both of... Please, follow me, if you will. I think you'll find your accommodations to be quite pleasant and peaceful.
Looks like she saved your skin, Jewel.
Huh. It's your lucky day, Soha.
Is it over now? Well, come on, let's clean it up. I always get stuck with the messes.
Welcome! How many are there in your party? You mean that woman who just shot up the place? I can't believe it, but Lady Yahara is letting her stay here. She has a room upstairs. Please enjoy your stay.
Jewel and I had a bit of a misunderstanding before you got here. I picked off a few of her men over at the Raiders Ark, and she tends to hold grudges. Yunwa's room is across the hall. I'll let you talk to her. She might run if she saw me. I get that a lot. Always keep your hand on your holster.
Your friend has connected to the server.
Wait, I remember you. You're the one who blew my cover in the abandoned shrine. I had a suspicion someone was after me. Have you been following me? Not exactly. Oh, my arm! I'll never challenge you again. What are you doing here anyways? Huh? What? The other half of the Naryu Sarasva? Did you get this from Gil? He's a piece of work. I know Yunkai wants the book, but it's written in Naryu. He doesn't read Naryu. If we give it to him now, it would be worthless. That's why we need Lady Yahara. What? You don't know who Lady Yahara is? She's the one who runs this place. She also happens to have one of the largest collections of rare manuscripts on the continent.
Let me see. Yes.
Did you find it?
Yes, I did.
Of people can read the ancient Naryu text, and she's one of them. With her help, we can use the book to find Mushin's legacy. I'll even split the profits with you. What do you say? Maybe 90-10? No? 80-20? Really? Well, then, I'm happy to work with you. Yahara is a bit old-fashioned, so perhaps a gift will warm her up to us. Something classy,
Your
like
friend
blue
has
sandbiter
connected to the
horns.
server.
Trust me, you can get them in the desert. My luck is going to change.
Greetings. Welcome to the Mirage. You are welcome here as long as you don't disturb the peace. A gift? You are most kind. Sandbiter horn makes excellent calligrapher ink. I can use it to decorate my fan. I imagine you would not give me such a gift out of charity. Is there something I can assist you? The Naryu Sarasva! Where did you find such a tome? This book is hundreds of years old. The Naryu script is a bit of a challenge, but I shall read what I can. When darkness arose, deep, vicious, and wild, the great divine fist completed his trial. He entered the dark realm to vanquish and close the dark gate of terror. He sacrificed all, gave his life for the realm. Mushin descended, his power remained. 3 wise sages locked his light in a tomb, beneath winged skies in a sepulchre womb. I study ancient texts because I believe they are rare treasures in and of themselves. We are all searching for something, Jian, but what I seek is not Mushin's legacy. Mushin's legacy only brings violence, but to find it, start at the Naryu Temple. Thank you.
So Lady Yahara thinks Mushin's legacy is in a tomb near the Naryu Temple. Well, that's a dead-end venture. The entire area is littered with traps and undead. This might be out of our reach. I mean, you're strong and I'm smart, but we would need a small army just to make our way through the entrance. A small army, or maybe a gang of misfits. That's it. Jewel can help us. She's the leader of the Yes Men gang. She's staying at the Mirage and she's looking for the legacy. I'll draft a note, deliver it to Gungsang. I'll make some arrangements and meet you at the Naryu Temple once Jewel decides to join us. Let's stick to the plan!
What can I do for you? Let's see. Okay, I'll do what it says. Oh, I forgot to mention. There was a message for you. Soha sent word for you to meet her at the dry docks. Don't worry, I'll take care of everything.
Yanhua beat you here. Looks like she talked Jewel into fighting for her. She's a crafty one. Jewel and I don't exactly get along, so it's probably best if I stay behind. Less of a body count that way. I've tussled with her enough to know she's a good fighter. Stick with her and Yanhua. You'll find what you're looking for. I'll be waiting. Good luck.
Are you ready?
Yes!
Who are we?
We are the bandits of song and legend! Outlaws on the land! Yes! Man!
We've got treasure to find, boys. Move out!
Everything is great! I got the scavengers to find the Naryu-Sarasva. Now I'm using Jewel to get into the Naryu temple. This is gonna help us find Mushin's legacy. I just know it. Come on, let's go!
Didn't expect the handsome country doctor to be one of the three sages, did you? I had my reasons for keeping you in the dark back in Sandstone Refuge. But now, you are ready for the truth. I am one of the sages, a keeper of Mushin's legacy. The sage's task is to pass Mushin's power on to a worthy descendant. I know you seek Mushin's legacy. My question is, do you seek it to save the people of Sandstone Refuge, or to gain the strength necessary for your revenge? Mushin's legacy contains immense power, enough to challenge the Dark Lord himself. A being such as Jin Soyun would be no match for its strength. You lack control as always. Consider your intentions while you search. Do you seek peace or revenge? How about a riddle instead? At its feet, place gold and silver. With Mushin's blood will life be brought. Unto wings which then will soar, high above where Mushin rests.
This is so frustrating! Gold and silver, wings, Mushin's blood? This is giving me a headache. I'm gonna go back to the Mirage to think this over. Ha! Yoma!
What in the Four Realms happened in there? The sky went dark and all these spirits appeared. Yeah, that sounds like the Naryu. Everything's a damn riddle. I don't know what it means, but I'm sure the Dahlia would. Yonkai's soldiers have spotted them around the Shadow Mist Crypt. Word is they're a Shadowless faction. Don't know much about the Shadowless, but people say they were Mushin's private army. They protected the Mu family after his death, but later split into factions. Kiron the Red is the leader of the Dahlia. He'd know what the riddle means, but he won't give it up without a fight. Meet me at the Shadow Mist Crypt.
cannot do that right now.
Well, if it isn't the Hong Moon Adventurer, I hope you don't mind. I started without you. Oh, I can drink like a Yute. Come over here. I want to talk about Master Hong. Just listen to what I gotta say. Please. Master Hong was like a father to me. I wanted revenge when my parents died. I wanted the world to pay. But Master showed me that my life, my soul, was more important than revenge. Which leads me to you. I see it in your eyes. You're on the same path I was on. Well, snap out of it! Sheesh, didn't the Master teach you anything? What we're doing to help the people of Sandstone Refuge, that's the path of Hong Moon. Saving people, being good, being... What was I saying? Anyway, you can't travel the path of revenge. You're a fool if you do. You hear me? And I'm here to make sure you don't. Trust me. Really shouldn't have had that last one. Ugh.
You have acquired a new quest item.
Jian, please meet me at my office at your soonest convenience. It has come to my attention that you and Soha are friends. Soha has accumulated quite a sizable tab. I was hoping you would pay for it. I am kidding. I brought you here because you spoke to a sage at the Naryu Temple. I am rather curious to know what he told you. Interesting. Silver and gold may refer to the Golden Crest and the Silver Crest. It is said that they animate the wings of Mushin, a statue that guards Mushin's tomb. You mentioned Mushin's blood. To my knowledge, only a single heir still lives. That person is now the only one who can open Mushin's tomb. Did the sage mention anything about the whereabouts of Mushin's heir? I see. Thank you. Knowledge is more precious than gold. I'll consider Soha's tab paid in full. However, your friend Yanhua still hasn't paid for her room and board. Please give her a... I do have employees to pay.
Where have you been? I've been waiting for you all day. I've got important things to do, you know. This riddle, no one knows anything about it. The Naryu are so secretive. It's starting to get on my nerves. Have you found anything? So it's about the golden and the silver crests? There's a statue called the Wings of Mushin at Mushin's tomb? Okay, but where's the tomb? Where are the crests? Ugh, this is hopeless.
Back when I was a scrawny lad and Yunsang was a much less scrawny lad, we traveled through the Cinderlands in search of treasure. We went to the Great Kiln and got wind of a silver crest made for Mushin by the potters. We thought about stealing it, if only we had. Maybe that's our silver crest. If it is, Po Chung, the chief potter, should know something about it. You should travel there and ask about it. Oh, and you'll be just in time for the Kiln Festival. If I'm not mistaken, Chun-Sam is in charge of getting the most important part of the festivities, the lightning fire. You help him, I'm sure he'll give you information. Thank you. Go see Chun-Sam at Vagrant's Rest. I'm sure he needs help. He usually does.
Hey there, friend. I'm a little busy having a genuine panic attack right now. Come back later, yeah? Oh, Gil must have sent you. That's great. You're just in time to help me make the lightning fire. That'll really impress Po Chung, the head potter. Let's start by talking Ploggles. The Ploggle chiefs always summon the lightning sphere for us, but they've been captured by these mean striped Ploggles. I tried talking to them, but you know how Ploggles are. Anywho, if you could free the Ploggle chiefs and bring me back the lightning sphere, I'd really owe you one. Do it for old Chun-Sam.
Windstride unavailable at this time.
Lightning sphere? Hot plog! Sorry, been spending too much time around the Ploggles. Alright, now get that to the charred tree. Yeah, the tree over by the Great Kiln Gate. The one hit by lightning and all burnt up. It's the only tree that can hold lightning fire. Put the sphere into the tree and the lightning fire will flare up. Light a torch with it and take that on down to Po Chung. He'll be so dang happy, I bet he'll give you just about anything. that idiot Chun-Sam roped you into doing his work, huh? Well, at least preparations for the Kiln Festival can continue now. What, you think lighting a kiln will make me hand over the potter's greatest creation? You should know a potter is not so easily impressed. If you are truly desperate, I suppose you could get the mandrake sprouts. The old drunk Jackdan can explain how to get them. Don't disappoint me.
You have moved to another channel.
Who are you? Never mind, I don't care. Go away. Mandrake sprouts? The Kiln Festival is here already? I hate the Kiln Festival. The potters, the lightning fire, the pots. I hate all of it. It's dull and stupid and boring. They don't even drink. Right. The mandrake sprouts I grow can fuel the lightning fire for days. In return, I get all the soju I can drink. Pots and pots of it. It's the only thing worth living for. But mandrake sprites love the smell of my sprouts, and the potters won't go near those floating creeps. No mandrake sprouts, no festival. So I need you to toss a banishing orb at those mandrake sprites. They'll go wherever it is they go and leave my mandrake sprouts ready to pluck. Easy as ploggle pie. Check the stone lantern at the Mandrake Grotto. Should be in there. Oh, and watch out for the ploggles. Now leave me to whatever I was doing.
Windstride unavailable at this time.
The mandrake sprouts. These will keep the lightning fire lit for the entire Kiln Festival. Ah yes, the crest. Well, the truth is, I don't have it. Potter legend says Mushin commissioned the Silver Crest thousands of years ago. It now rests with his descendants, the Mu family, in Clear Sky Village. As if it's that easy. I'm sure the Silver Crest is still in Clear Sky Village. It's a precious thing made for Mushin himself. He was once a great general of the Naryu civilization, you know. How would I know? This all happened a potful of centuries ago. Colonel Yonkai oversees this region and likely maintains records of Clear Sky Village's population. I heard he's currently visiting a military post not far from here. Don't bother him about the Mu family.
Here's your search for my Mushin's legacy. I don't see you presenting it to me, so surely you're still hard at work. Why in the hell would I waste my time on these people? I'm using my wealth for more important things, like finding the legacy. Forget all of that. You should be focusing on finding Mushin's legacy. Find Mushin's legacy, or people die.
We have a problem. I found Jewel at the Great Kiln. She's been asking around about the Mu family and asking if Mushin had an heir. She threatened Pochung, the chief potter, and he told her about Clear Sky. He said some of the Mu family settled there centuries ago. I went to Clear Sky to keep ahead of Jewel. I asked around about the Mu family, but came up with nothing. And now you're here. Are you looking for Mushin's heir too? So the heir could live in Clear Sky? That's a problem. The village moved supplies for Yonkai and the Grimhorn attacked their caravan. They kidnapped some villagers, so there's a good chance the Grimhorn have the heir too. They don't keep them, they eat them. If any captives are still alive, they'll be in the Grimhorn Scullery or the Altar of Champions. You go to the altar, I'll go to the Scullery.
Hit!
A dynamic quest has begun.
Some would-be hero, huh? I don't care why you're here, just don't get in my way.
Wait, do you work for Yonkai? Listen, I'm grateful to you, but I want you to send Yonkai a message. Tell him that Clear Sky Village will no longer move his supplies. It's too dangerous. That woman Jewel asked me the same question. The Mu family died out during the Stratus War. There are no more in Clear Sky, or anywhere. The Mu family was known as a clan of warriors, but the war was long and costly. All of them died except for Yasana, who was with child. But after the war, Clear Sky was attacked by mysterious assassins, and Yasana was killed. They found her body near Lotus Lake. Her infant daughter perished with her. A lotus flower marks the spot where Yasana fell. Some people claim to have seen her spirit wandering there. Her spirit still lingers there because she was not properly put to rest. I've tried myself. There are too many Grimhorn. Will you please find the lotus and bring her spirit home? We need some time to get our wits back. We'll meet you at Clear Sky later.
So, Mushin's legacy. Do you have it? Of course they do. Jongwon wants to be a tough guy. That's fine. It will cost him 1 out of every 10 men in Clear Sky. That sounds fair, don't you think? I'll have my most ruthless men subject them to new worlds of pain. I'll show them carnage they can't fathom. Now find the damn legacy.
wasn't anyone named Mu at the scullery. Waste of time and bullets. You find anything? A lotus, huh? That lake is cursed by the Grimhorn. It's gonna take more than moving a flower to free her spirit. The Grimhorn's charms make them immune to the curse. Collect some and maybe we can help. Get the charms, and quickly. Good. I think Master Hong would be proud of you for helping this woman pass on. Here, I've strung the charms together. Take them to the Lotus at Lotus Lake. I'm gonna head to the Great Kiln and see if I can get any more information on the Silver Crest. Come find me when you're done.
I certainly didn't expect to find you at Lotus Lake. This is the place where my sister passed away years ago. I come here to pray and remember and tend to the lotus that grows from her grave. May I ask what brings you here, Jian? I see. Perhaps it is for the best. A lotus should be treasured. However, this place has been cursed by the Grimhorn. We may not be able to move the flower without killing it. Interesting. Perhaps the charms will release the curse.
The Divine Realm has heard my prayers. Perhaps now I can find peace and move on. I am in your debt, Jian. When I married Mu Yang, I knew little about the Mu family. Only after our daughter was born did I learn that his family had ties to Mushin and a legion of shadowless soldiers. My husband died in the war against the Talus Dominion. I had no time to mourn. Assassins came to our village the very next day to erase the final traces of the Mu family and claim Mushin's artifacts for themselves. I fled to the swamps. When a pair of shadowless agents passed by, I ran to them, pleading for help. A dagger cut my words short. My family had been betrayed. Some will assume I was killed by the Grimhorn. Perhaps they trust the shadowless as I did. I bled by this tree, trying to reach my daughter. A man found me just before I passed. He cradled my daughter like one of his own. Yahara, my sister, I know that you continue to search for my daughter. May you never be discouraged, and may the divine realm guide your way. I may have passed on, but my love for you and my daughter remains.
My life is my search. I devote my time to Naryu texts, and I speak to every stranger that passes through the mirage, all for one singular purpose: to find my niece. My niece is the last of the noble family of Mu. The blood of the divine fist flows in her veins. Many would try to use her to obtain Mushin's power, yet I sense I can trust you. If your search unearths anything related to the Mu family or my niece, I humbly ask that you share. Also, please take the Lotus and honor Zhang Zhangwan's request. Yasana and her husband lived in Clear Sky Village. That is where
You found Yasana's Lotus. Thank you. You don't know what this means to me. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I love Yasana since we were children. I kept my feelings to myself because she loved Muyang. I wanted her to be happy. But now, I know it's not Muyang's fault. But I can't help but think that if she was with me, she may have lived. At least now I have something to remember her by. Thank you. Oh, and Mother wishes to speak with you.
Saving ourselves a debt I can never repay. My youngest is all I have left. The war was hard on our village. Is there anything I can do to help you? The Mu family's silver crest? Oh my, I haven't thought about that in a while. We just called them the Mu, but they were descended from Naryu. I think the crest was a decoration for a tomb? I was not privy to the Mu family's affairs. But then again, Muyang had many friends. Before Muyang went into battle, he wrote down what was to be done with his family's estate in his will, and gave it to his friend Chulu for safekeeping. Go to the Bakan hideout and find Chulu, but be careful. Many of the soldiers that survived the Talus-Stratus war have gone mad. Remember to eat.
A dynamic quest has begun.
for me?
Did you come from Clear Sky? I can never go back. Woo-young? My friend? He's dead. His will? Why do you need the will? Who are you? I can't think. I don't trust myself. No, I don't trust anyone. General Gubong watches over it. Yes, the general. No, but he's dead. They're all dead. No, you killed them.
So what did Chulu have to say? General Gubong, he was a talented general and warrior. He was the pride of our village. When he fought, the bodies of his enemies piled up like mountains. But success in war doesn't always translate to success in politics. He rose to power too quickly and made the wrong friends. They betrayed Gubong and executed him for treason. We erected a statue in his honor, but when Yonkai saw it, he was furious. He broke it into pieces. Chulu was most likely referring to Gubong's statue. There was an offering box tucked inside it. I'll bet that's where it is. But no one has been near the statue for years. Everyone is so afraid of Yonkai. Moss has grown over the box's hinges. But I think I have a solution. There's a pot of boiling water outside. Take it and pour it on the statue. That should take care of the moss. It's about time we cleaned up Gubong's statue anyway. We can't be afraid of Yonkai forever.
You have acquired a new quest item.
This is the last will and testament of Mu-Yong, scion of the Mu family. I feel I must preserve the legacy of my lineage and make sure that my family's artifacts are not lost forever to time. If you are reading this, I hope you are of honorable intentions. Mushin's legacy could be a powerful tool to rid the world of corruption or bury it in it. Because of this, I hope that I have made the right decision. After much deliberation with the Shadowless, I have entrusted the golden and silver crests to them. The Shadowless who first guarded Mushin and now guard the Mu family should take good care of them. Both Unhak of the Shadowless Lotus faction and Gumyoung of the Shadowless Orchid faction have been vocal about securing the golden and silver crests before the Talus-Stratus War involves Clear Sky. The crests are needed to acquire Mushin's legacy, and they need to be safeguarded. To claim the crests, seek out Unhak and Gumyoung. To whoever wishes to find Mushin's legacy, please use it to bring peace. We need no more wars and corruption.
What did Mu-Yong's will say? The Shadowless. I've heard of them, but don't know anything about them. But Yonkai should know them well. Yonkai has ordered his soldiers to invade the Naryu ruins, but the Shadowless are keeping them at bay. Yonkai would be eager to have someone rid him of a very annoying problem. Ask him, and I'm sure he'll tell you anything you want to know.
Have you found Mushin's legacy for the Colonel? Unhak. Does Unhak have Mushin's legacy? He's in the Shadow Mist Mausoleum. Bring the legacy to the Colonel, and you will be greatly rewarded. Do not fail the Colonel.
Hold still! Had enough?
It is me, Jackdan. Jackdan the Great Sage. Jackdan the Mighty. Yes, people call me that. Never mind what Doc Dan says. So, you're after Mushin's legacy. Now, why would a Hung Moon student want that kind of power, eh? Well, aren't you a noble little thing? But I don't buy it. You reek of hatred. You want Mushin's power to achieve revenge, don't you? Don't lie to me. I can smell lies. My nose is mighty. Not like you'll find it anyway. You may have the Silver Crest, but you still need Mushin's blood to get into his tomb, and all of his heirs are dead. Wiped out. And on top of that, you still gotta find the Golden Crest. Yeah, I know where the second crest is, and no, I'm not telling. We sealed Mushin's legacy for a good reason. We are sages after all. We're pretty damn wise. Sure, you want to save, whatever Stone Village now. But how will you act when you get your hands on the power of a god? That kind of strength brings out the evil in people. So quit looking for it.
Don't think you can find the legacy and stash it. I don't... What is this? This isn't Mushin's legacy, you idiot. It's just some hunk of metal. You're only making things harder on yourself by acting like this. Every time you fail, the Colonel takes it out on the people of Sandstone. After you left, the Colonel worked half the Sandstone men to their death in the mines. He had their bodies dragged into town and lit on fire. Now go find Mushin's legacy.
Well, none of my leads have panned out. I don't know what to do next. What about you? Any ideas? Whoa, slow down. I'd love to see you grind Yonkai into the sand, but that's not the path of Hong Moon. Remember Master Hong's teachings. Compassion, justice, acting selflessly. If you take out Yonkai, you're going against all of that. We need to keep focused on the crests. You did? Why didn't you say so in the first place? Now we'll save Sandstone Refuge for sure. Master Hong would approve, I think. Go back to Yunhua at the Mirage and give her the news. And get some rest. You look tired. The desert will do that to you.
I don't know why Jin Soyum keeps you alive. Send my regards to Master if you see him. What?
Sir, I thought I told you many times not to cause any trouble in my inn.
No! No!
Mushin's compass? Oh dear, are you hurt?
Just a scratch. Nothing to worry about.
Oh, good. But if I see you causing trouble again, you're gone.
Ah, yes, ma'am. Oh, right!
Mushin's compass points to Mushin's descendant. Does this mean she is the one?
Let me see. You didn't break anything, did you? It was so unexpected. I think my hands are still shaking. Now I've got bruises on bruises. Thank goodness you and Yahara were here. Do you know that guy? I think he's the one who's been following me. I guess we're not the only ones looking for Mushin's legacy. Tell me you have some good news. That's awesome! Yes! You're my good luck charm. Everything has worked out since you've been around. Now we can find the golden crest. Do you think that guy will show up again? That would be bad. Really bad. Then he'd end up with both crests. Wait! What if we asked Yahara to help us? I had no idea she was a martial artist. Did you see what she did to that guy? Do you think she'd help us? I don't know if she'd help me. I'm counting on you, luck charm.
Are you injured? The man who attacked you was shrouded in dark chi. I got the impression he knew who you were. How could someone betray the honorable Master Hong? I imagine you have a long and sad story to tell. Yunhua? Anyone who wishes to harm Yunhua will have to get through me. She will be safe as long as she's at the Mirage. I do wish more guests would pay up front.
We got the silver crest. We can't back down now. Yahara has to help us. Yes! You really are my luck charm. Everything is going according to plan. Yonkai is after the legacy too, and he's on the move. He's in Raptor's Rise right now, and I sent Gil to feel him out. Gil might have learned something by now. Go and talk to him. I'll stay here and snoop around for clues. May fortune find you.
You have moved to another channel.
Richu tells me you've been neglecting your duties. Need I remind you what's going to happen if you fail me? Lots of people will die, and then I will find the legacy anyway. So I will ask again, where is the legacy? No? Then I guess I should just go ahead and torch Sandstone. Don't you agree? What about Gil? He couldn't find his own backside with 2 hands and a torch. He kept prattling on about some kid named Yanhua. I had him removed from my sight. Kill him? I wouldn't waste the manpower. Last I heard, a couple of Jewel's yes-men were dragging him towards the playpen. It was hilarious. Look, my top lieutenant Jong Richu has been keeping a close eye on you. Everything you do he sees. So quit toying around and do your damn job. You don't have a choice. Get the legacy, or I turn Clear Sky into a graveyard.
In the middle of an old feud. The Yes-Men and the Lumang have bad blood between them. Yunsang and Jewel once had an epic duel over territory.
Defend it!
I'm saved! I'm saved! I could kiss you. I got caught in the middle of an old feud. The Yes-Men and the Lumang have bad blood between them. Yunsang and Jewel once had an epic duel over territory. You know how Jewel wears an eye patch? That's Yunsang's handiwork. He's a courageous warrior, but he fights dirty. She's been plotting her revenge ever since. Jewel knows that Yunsang and I are friends, so she hunted me down and tried to force me to tell her where Yunsang is, but he hasn't even told me. And if I, his best friend, don't know, then no one does. But what am I telling you this for? We've got bigger problems. Jewel went to Jiaofang village looking for the Golden Crest. I may have told her about it. I'm sorry. I thought I was going to die. I had to tell her something. She's a vengeful goddess when she's mad. Beautiful. Terrible. But enough about her. The Jiaofang made the Golden Crest. If anyone should know where it is, it's their mayor, Wigo. Go to Jiaofang village and talk to him. I must go back to the Mirage. Yanhua needs to know Jewel was after her father, and because of that, she was after me. And that if Jewel knew Yuan was Yuntang's daughter, she'd be after her too. Oh, this is awful.
Well met, Fangless One. What brings you to our village? You must mean the emblem of gold that was made for the Divine Fist. Aye, the Jiao Fang forged it hundreds of years ago, back when the trees were tall and our people were strong. It was our gift to Mushin. Aye, the Shadowless have it. I don't know if the Shadowless actually cast shadows or not. I only know of their greed. They cling to their treasure like poisonous vines. In the early days, the Shadowless were agents loyal to Mushin and his descendants. Mushin died, kingdoms fell, and the Shadowless abandoned their honor. Now they're nothing more than another pack of predators. Is power what you seek, Fangless One? You cannot enter Mushin's tomb, even with both crests. It only opens for Mushin's heir. Go to the Elder Bark and speak with our machinist Giobo. Perhaps he can lead you on the right path. Watch your step, Fangless One.
I've been waiting for you, Fangless. I knew the day would come when a pungent outsider would help me rebuild the compass. Yes, rebuild the compass. Mushin's compass was built to identify Mushin's descendants. It points to the Mu family. It smells the blood of Mushin. The original has been missing for years now. I must build a new one before Mushin's heir is found by those who would misuse the ancient power. The compass was carved from the roots of our tree, the Elder Bark. Go underground and collect some root fiber. While you're down there, you should also activate the Purifier. Purifier, yes. The Purifier keeps Dark Chi from reaching the roots, but now it's tired and gets fused. Turn it on, otherwise it's useless. If the Purifier fails, the Elder Bark dies. I'd fix it myself, but we Jiao Fang are especially vulnerable to Dark Chi corruption. I'm sure you'll figure it out, Fangless. Destiny never sits still. Many Gelfane died defending our tree. I know. I can smell it. Now, only one thing is missing. The needle of the compass must be made with a rock feather. Yes, a rock feather. The flat-tooth wants to be my echo. The rocks are ancient birds. They were Mushin's allies back when the trees were tall and the land was less odorous. History can't be changed. Either find a feather or abandon your search. I don't care either way, so long as you stop repeating my words. Move, flat-tooth.
You have moved to another channel. I already carved the body of the compass. Now the rock feather will finish the needle. Excellent. The compass comes alive. Mushin's blood must be near. The needle moves quickly. I can smell your anticipation, Fangless. This compass is fixed, but yours may be broken. You seek Mushin's heir, but do you truly know why? Perhaps the Flat-Tooth only knows how to repeat things that I say. Stay silent if you wish, Fangless. Your aroma speaks for itself. The needle points in the direction of the Yunkai checkpoint. That place reeks of onions and unbathed man hair. Just follow the road and be thankful your nose is weaker than mine.
Mushin's fist, I should have seen it coming. Yunkai has Yunwa. She gave Yahara the slip and went to find the golden crest, but Yonkai's agents were waiting and grabbed her. Yunwa has it. We've got to get her and the crest away from Yunkai. If that weren't bad enough, Gil's been dragged off by the Yes Men. If anybody needs rescuing, it's Gil. He is utterly helpless. But me confronting Jewel and the Yes Men would start a war. I think it has to be you. Yunkai just took Yunwa to the Blind Eye Bazaar. I'll go there and try to get her away from him. Who knows what he's capable of? Surely it can't be Yunkai. He's heir to nothing but evil and death. Mushin's heir is a good soul. It can't be any other way. Or at least it shouldn't be. Okay, I'll get Yunwa and settle this, one way or the other. You go after Gil. Meet me back at the Blind Eye Bazaar. Don't count us out yet.
Warrior, you're just in time. Oh, the worst possible thing has happened. Yonkai has Yanhua. It's all my fault. Yahara wouldn't let Yanhua leave her room. She meant well, but Yanhua, she's very free-spirited. Yanhua talked me into going downstairs to get her something to eat, and by the time I got back, Yanhua was gone. Yonkai's men must have been waiting for her because they carried her off immediately. I followed them all the way to the Razor Ring Ravine, but I was captured by the Yes Men. They brought me again to see their lovely boss, Jewel. Yes, of course! The enemy of my enemy is my friend! Boss Jewel is a powerful warrior. We will need her on our side, no matter what the cost. Speaking of cost, I promised Jewel the Silver Crest for Yanhua's rescue and release. She has also promised to stop harassing the Lumang. It's a win-win. Shh! Let's free Yanhua first, then we can worry about that. This looks like the beginning of a beautiful...
Is everyone in this desert hunting for that damn brat? A deal is a deal, the kid for the Silver Crest. But I can't rescue the brat with Yonkai watching the door. That's where you come in. Just distract him and the Yes Men will strike. You get the easy job, we get the fun one. My men...
Don't bother. I have informants covering all of the Cinderlands. Just shut up and listen before I lose my patience. I swear, you're such a dumbass. This Yanhua brat, she has a big mouth. She's been telling everyone under the sun that she has the Silver Crest, which means that all she needs is the golden one. This requires a more delicate hand than I'm accustomed to, but my patience is running thin. I need her to talk. I have her held inside the smuggler's den. Go and find out what she knows. I don't care what you have to do. Just make her talk. What the hell is all that noise?
All that planning! I thought I had done something right for a change.
Yanhua! A man appeared out of nowhere and grabbed her. He had, a compass or something in his hand. I guess he put her in some sort of trance and dragged her to the smuggler's den. Oh, warrior, please help us one last time. This is all my fault.
Don't understand, do you? You are as dense as Master Hong was stubborn. This kid is the last of the Mu. She's Mu Shin's heir and blood. She is the key to unlocking true power. Something far greater than the cheap parlor tricks of our dear Master Hong.
Who took Yanhua? It looked like you recognized him. Have you crossed paths? Actually, let's save the stories for later. We've got to get the Silver Crest and Yanhua back. While we were distracted, Jewel stole the crest from Yonkai and ran off. I'm gonna hunt her down and pry that crest out of her cold, dead hands if I have to. Make up something to tell Yonkai, then follow me out to Bleachbone Outpost.
You miserable piece of garbage! How did you manage to lose the Silver Crest? Why are you standing here when you don't have my crests? Go away.
We met at Oakshade Village. If you don't recognize me, it's probably because I'm wearing new rags. The woman with the big guns, haven't seen her lately. Hey, you don't happen to have any food, do you? No sign of eye-patch lady either, but I did hear a group of her ridiculous yes-folk talking about her. I didn't hear much. They wouldn't let me get too close. A little raptor told me you're after the Golden Crest. I've heard Shadow Mist Keep is a nice place to visit this time of year. Hint, hint. Would it kill you to say thank you?
Item.
Jewel has fallen captive to beasts. She does not deserve to lead us. I, Tang Hong, declare myself leader of our new Yes League. Jewel has failed us. She has allowed herself to be captured by the bone-masked brutes. Now is the time to cast off these chains of oppression. How many of our Yes brothers died needlessly at the Naryu Temple? She has flagrantly ignored our own creeds, partnering with those who have shed Yes blood. I, Tang Hong, declare myself the new leader, but not of the oppressive Yes men. I dub this new clan the Yes League. Join me, brothers, in victory!
Find anything interesting? The bone mask. Those monsters that flay their victims alive before devouring them. You might want to hurry.
Jewel had just given up the crest, we wouldn't be here. I cornered Jewel here, but she wouldn't hand over the crest. We fought, but we were surprised by Yamcha, the chief priest. He has the silver crest now.
There will be time for fighting and bickering later. For now, I need all three of you to help me find my niece. Yes, Yunhua is Yasana's daughter. When my sister was dying, the man who came to her must have been Yunsang of the Lumang Syndicate. Yes, the man who broke into the Mirage, your former clanmate, was the key. He had Mushin's compass with him. It was pointed directly at Yunhua. She is Mushin's heir. What? We must find her. I will not let anything happen to my niece. I beg of you, please put your anger aside for one moment and help me save my niece. Even at an hour like this, you obsess over Mushin's legacy? I thought I could trust you. Perhaps you are no different from the rest. You are right. He must keep Yunhua alive. Even if he finds the tomb, he needs Yunhua to open it. Very well. Meet us at the wings of Mushin with the golden crest.
Yes, I'm the third and final sage. Don't let my appearance or smell deceive you. So you've reunited the golden and silver crests. I guess it's time for you to awaken the wings of Mushin. The Dark Lord's minions are already moving to claim Mushin's legacy. Why are you wasting time talking to me?
You have the golden crest. Give it to me. Yes, but I need the golden crest now. Excellent. Now I can unseal the wings of Mushin. For the wings of Mushin to rise, I must put the crests in their rightful place and consecrate them with my blood. I need time.
you're all working together to steal my treasure, huh?
Save your family reunion for later. Come on!
This will take some time. Hold them off.
Your friend has connected to the server.
Oh, rise, wings of Mushin. Take us to the tomb. With Mushin's blood will life be brought unto wings which then will soar high above where Mushin rests.
You've had a good run, Cricket. Like master, like pupil. Gullible to the end. Jin Soyun told me to capture Mushin's descendant, but I have other plans. Since her blood will help me obtain Mushin's legacy, why not use her to get it? Betraying Master Hong didn't get me the Hong Moon secret techniques. Now, won't you say goodbye to the girl? Now that I have Mushin's blood, I guess I won't need this anymore.
Open your eyes.
You still have much to do.
It must be nice having divine protection. You're certainly going to need it. Lu Sung is nearing Mushin's legacy as we speak. You must stop him. Have you not figured it out? Yanhua is Mushin's heir. Her blood allowed Lu Sung access to the tomb. She cannot remain in Mushin's tomb long, however. Her body is rapidly succumbing to Lu Sung's corruption. You need to save her. What kind of sages do you take us for? We designed this tomb, so we know all its secrets. Still, I admit we need your help. Automaton soldiers guard the tomb. They attack anyone not of Mushin's blood. That means you. Find the gatekeeper and defeat him. Then we can access the lower levels. Do not fail, for Yunhwa's sake.
For me.
legacy. Don't! It's me, Brother Lusong. Please, spare me. I never meant for this to happen.
Thank you for protecting Mushin's legacy from Lusong. However, the heir is still in grave danger. Yunhua is dying. The corruption is devouring her body and spirit. Left like this, she will become a demon. Mushin's legacy is powerful enough to cleanse her, but will become a part of her in the process. Yonkai won't survive the day. Even now, death is coming for that wretched worm. We have seen it. Most likely. But you forget, an innocent life is at stake. Claiming Mushin's legacy for yourself and pursuing your revenge is the same as condemning this young girl to death. The girl does not have much time. Will you save the girl? Even if it means forfeiting your revenge? You have chosen well. Hong Sokyeon would be proud of you. Of course, your actions perfectly illustrate Hong's teachings. A person consumed by revenge is blind to the suffering of others, and will walk unknowingly onto a twisting path of darkness. A vessel empty of anger sees the world as it could be, a place where compassion reigns and injustice ceases to exist. To strive for such a world, that is the path of Hongmu. Enough talk. Let us save Yunhua.
I am Mushin's descendant? Oh, wow. What?
This tomb is collapsing. Go! Leave at once!
Let's get going! Hurry up! What's up with you old dudes? Come on!
Our time in this realm is at an end. Ancestors guide you.
What? Are you crazy or something?
the tomb is open. Kill anyone who stands. Oh, I know you. The sniffing little brother to that miserable little wretch.
Yong-kai!
Whoa, what are you waiting for? Attack!
My master, I can explain. I'll explain everything.
Poor Lusum, ever so consumed by mortal greed.
Very well. If it's power that you want, then power you shall have.
Yahara is my aunt? This is way too much for my brain. I guess I get possessed by evil. I learn that I'm Mushin's great-great-great-whatever granddaughter. Yahara is my aunt, and I absorbed Mushin's legacy, which is awesome. Oh, I'm sorry. You really think so? I'm glad. And anyway, now you have the Lu Ming Syndicate's Princess of Thieves on your side. I'll repay you someday. Luck charm. Wait a minute, where's Gil? He and my dad have some explaining to do. Ha! A Lu Ming repays her debts.
I can't thank you enough. My sister and her husband can now rest in peace. Words fall short, but I will start by calling you Jianse. I will protect Yanhua and lead her on an honorable path. There is an ancient Naryu blessing, Vahas Anuka. It means may the light follow you into the dark. I hope you find that which... What happened in the tomb? Did you find Mushin's legacy? You gave up the power of Mushin to a child? Come on, nobody is that stupid. That brat is the descendant of Mushin? This must be some sick joke. Did Soha put you up to this? You honestly forfeited the strength of a god? You could have conquered empires, ruled continents. What a waste. It's time I cleaned house. I aim to hunt down that upstart Tanghong and slowly separate his tongue from his mouth. I don't want your thanks. You've brought nothing but misery to the Yes Men, and we're happy to be rid of you.
Master Hong would be proud of you. You gave up on revenge and saved Yunhua's life. You are on the path of Hongmoon. I know it. Honestly, I'm not sure. For so long, the only path I've walked is my own. But perhaps our paths will cross someday. I hope they do. But enough of that. I don't know about you, but hunting the legacy has worked up a thirst. Let's get a drink together before you head out. Come on. Meet me back at the Mirage. And if you're not drinking, I'll drink for two. I thought you weren't coming. I started without you. So serious. Well, here's a good joke for you. That Lin over there says he's one of the 8 masters. Can you believe it? I mean, the cute and cuddly little Lin with the big ears says he's one of the 8 masters who will save us all from ultimate evil. Here, let me introduce you. Madden, the 8th Master. This is the last Hongmoon. Last Hongmoon, Madoon the Master. They never stock enough liquor at the Mirage.
You look terrible, like an iron ox stepped on your face or something. The mark of the Black Rose is taking its toll. You need to learn the way of enlightenment. I'm here to help you. Once upon a time, I was also infected with the mark of the Black Rose. My skills were next to worthless until I found the way of enlightenment. But you, my friend, are in luck. I had another vision. I saw Ixanan. He was in the Moonwater Plains. He's been missing for ages, and now we know where he is. Ixanan, you know, the Realm Walker? He was one of the 4 Guardians. He fought alongside Master Hong and Mushin and Jiwan. If anyone can help you, he can. He guided me through my recovery, and he'll do the same for you. To begin the way of enlightenment, you need a mentor. You also need to understand your connection to the past. The past ties us together. That's why I'm here. I'm going to project your mind into my memories. You'll feel like yourself, but you'll actually be me. Memory projection is a challenging technique. You need some sort of link to the past, like me, and lots of chi. This is the only way to recover what you've lost, and might be the only way to find Ixanan. I'll send you to the last place and time he was seen. It will work. It has to. If not, your wound will only grow deeper. Plus, you need to know more about Jin So-Yun and the things she's done. Meet me at the Blind Eye Bazaar.